Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Archangel Michael is coming through with powerful protection for you and for those that you love, for all that you create. There could be something that you've been thinking about. There could be some worry or some doubt. I'm hearing that it's an illusion, that truly you have nothing to fear. You are so divinely protected, and you will see evidence of this protection. You will. You might already be feeling this protection, this protective force around you. I just saw 111 on the timer. As I was setting up, just now I saw 123 on my actual clock, just before I turned on the camera. And so there's something that is in perfect order. Divine says you have not missed a beat. And anytime you were tested, you passed with flying colors, and you are being rewarded for that. There's been thunderstorms. Okay, the weather today is stormy. And there was this really nice rolling thunder, okay? Now, whenever I hear thunder, it's Thor delivering justice. So that was the message for you, is that whatever justice needs to be delivered in your life at this time is coming through. And this includes karmic energies that need to be rectified or balanced out, okay? Sat down. So that's happening as well, all right? Strong protection for you, beautiful being. Oh, transform is at the bottom of the deck. So this is giving me Scorpio vibes with death and transformation. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Okay, you've got instinct, determination, and hunt. So there's something that you've been guided to do. It's like a primal desire that you have. It's programmed into your DNA. It's a part of your soul. And it's like this instinct that's guiding you towards something. It's something that you're very determined to do. Okay, so with this instinct here, also I'm getting the wolf spirit. You have excellent senses. You have excellent instincts. They guide you, beautiful being. And since your instinct and intuition are coming through, I know that that's something that's been tested, because whatever our gifts are is what typically we're led to believe by society or a relationship, or somewhere along the line we're told that our gifts are not appropriate, or that they are not accurate, or that they're not aligned with what we need or what's right. But all of those are lies, of course. Okay, so your instinct and your intuition are on point. There's something that you're very determined to do. Okay, this is Piscean energy here with these fish. But this is your, it's something, it's a dream that you're very determined to accomplish. Yeah, Pisces, the dreamer. Smooth vibes are coming through. Something is about to be smooth for you. And it's because you have allowed something to fall away with that transform card that came through. You've let something go. It's like maybe an old way of thinking or an old program. It's an old program. It's something you were taught or led to believe. But you've separated yourself from that. Okay, and that's interesting that that's what came through, because we can separate or we can integrate. There was something that you really needed to cut the cord from, and you did it. And by doing that, you've integrated a lesson. Okay, you've integrated a lesson, and perhaps a part of yourself that you were told to forsake, or you were led to believe that you would be better off leaving an aspect of yourself behind. I'm hearing the plan was for you to forsake yourself, but that was never going to happen, because that was not the divine plan. The divine plan was for you to truly love all aspects of yourself, and that's what you're doing. So you could be doing some shadow integration work, okay? And there's something here about hunt. This looks like a hawk. I'm certain it's a bird of prey. Oh yeah, okay, there's the Sagittarius sign. I didn't see that at first. The Sagittarius sign, okay? So there's something about hunting. Okay, Spirit. Okay, they said this deck. What do we need to know about... Oh, I didn't mean to pick these up, but this deck is right on top of this Energies of Affliction deck. So there's energy drain, spiritual narcissism, soul imprisonment. Somebody wanted to bind your soul, keep you bound. I don't know if you just heard that, but that's thunder in the background. Okay, justice is coming through. You hear that? Justice is coming through quickly. I'm hearing with a swift sword. And Thor is saying, my hammer is flying. Okay, Thor. My goodness. We've got blood rituals here. Okay. So somebody was really going in. They're an emotional vampire. So they could have been doing some sort of very low vibe spiritual work in order to harvest your energy. Okay, now this person could have accused you of being a spiritual narcissist, misusing spiritual beliefs for egotistical purposes, but that's because that's where they operate from. That's who they are. That's what they do. So when this person saw you, they saw an aspect of themselves that they have not allowed to grow. And that is the aspect of themselves that does things with the purpose, with the intention of learning, loving, and growing. Whatever it is that they do spiritually, they do it because they want to conquer, control, and hunt. So that's this energy that's coming through. Now this person could be a Sagittarius, they don't have to be, but that's the energy that they were operating in, of the hunter, okay? And now the hunter can be a very positive thing, a beautiful thing. When we're hunting, what we're driven soulfully on a soul level to create or to learn, okay? I'm hearing to research. So that could be you, that you're researching things about your path and about yourself. But there's someone in your realm who I'm hearing that they've been outcast, excommunicated. Isn't that something that's like a term they used to use with the church, like when people were kicked out of the church or something? I'll have to look that up. But I know it's when someone is like banished, right? They can no longer be in communication with someone, or they can no longer have access to someone. So what I'm seeing is that, like, no matter what that is in history with the church reference, but that's how it's coming through, that you are like, whereas some people see church as the place where they find the savior, you were this person's saving grace. You were, I'm hearing, the ultimate opportunity for them to reckon with themselves, for them to reckon with spirit, with the divine, and they missed that opportunity. Okay, I see they went very far to try to imprison you somehow, but you're free from this. Okay, so emotional vampire is here, and also unseen forces. I'm seeing this unseen forces card in a really beautiful way, because there are unseen forces that protect you. Just like, think about it, the first energy that came through in this reading is Archangel Michael, so he got your back. Okay, your back, your front, your side, all around, 360. Yeah, okay, so at the bottom of this deck is passion. So there could be something relevant to passion here and low self-esteem. All right, so there could be someone here who had low self-esteem or suffers from low self-esteem. Also, this could be something that you are rising above. Okay, there's something that you have reckoned within yourself. What I'm seeing is two people, whether this was a friend, a lover, an acquaintance. Sometimes it can be that deep. It's someone who just came into your world, but it produced such a storm because there was so much karmic energy there from past lives, and there was a huge lesson to be learned, or a lot of energy that needed to be worked through. So there are two beings, you and another, and you were both at a point in your journey where you came in contact with each other, and from there on there was a fork in the road, and you could have gone together the right way to learn and to grow. You could have taken that journey together, but the other person didn't. Whoever this person is who's coming through as a hunter, they did not make that choice to go on their right path. You did go on the right path. And so there could have been a point in this journey where you felt like you were alone, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, but you have everything and everyone that you need now. You have everything and everyone that you need now. Yeah, look, communicate, because excommunicated came through. There's somebody who really wants to communicate with you, but they're being blocked by unseen forces. Because you have beginnings that you're nurturing. You have something that you're growing. This could be a new start. I'm hearing renovation, a renovation. So what's a renovation? Let's see. It's like when there's already a standing structure and then it's demolished. That transform card came through. That's death energy. And then there's renewal. You rebuild. So that's what it feels like here. Whatever that means to you. But it's a new beginning. Okay? A do-over. A fresh start. Yeah, okay, so there's somebody here who's feeling unworthy. But also, it fell over there where your cards were. And so this, all of this energetic work that was done intentionally to make you feel unworthy for what you are intended by the divine to experience. What is naturally on your path for you to manifest and for you to experience, that's what this person wanted to block. That's why justice is coming through so swiftly. And let's see what this is, because it, oh yeah, transform was like, I'm gonna come out here, because I put it back in the deck, but it was like, here I am, just so we clear. There was something that was let go of. Oh, and you know what I'm getting is that really was whatever vibes this person was trying to send to you to make you feel unworthy, that is what's dead now. Any feelings of unworthiness, now you know who you are. If you were unsure ever before, now you know what you deserve. If you were ever unsure before, okay? I like them like this, because that energy has been transformed. perhaps you were feeling unworthy about something, but there's been a huge transformation. But see, this person wanted it to be the other way around. They wanted there to be some sort of death that left you feeling unworthy, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. There could have been something here. Okay, now whether you were with this person sexually or not, there's something here about them that was a huge factor. And you're very intuitive, so you picked up on their desire for you. But even if it was something that they were trying to hide in this lifetime, you picked up on it from past lifetimes. And that energy remained with that person where they desired you like that. Okay? I heard they still do, but they're going to have to deal with that. Okay? And justice is handling that. Justice is handling that. I'm hearing they're wiping the slate clean. Okay, so you'll know what that means. Perhaps there was some involvement with this person on a physical level. You are being cleansed of that. Your chakras are being cleansed. And it does take time when we're with a person physically or sexually and their energy is evil or low vibe. It does take time to clear that out. But Divine is coming through with a beautiful message letting you know that all of the work that you've been doing, I was about to say that you've been done. So they're like, it's done, it's done. But all the work you've been doing, it's done. You've done the work, okay? You're clear of this person's energy. There's something that was being suppressed. Okay. You know what I'm getting is this person, if they're the same gender, they could have been suppressing desires for you if they have not come out as gay or lesbian. So yeah, there could definitely be that going on where everything is more intense than it needed to be because, or was more intense than it needed to be because there was this denial going on of who this person is. They were denying who they are. They might not be in a very welcoming environment or an environment that honors a person's path, no matter how they identify or what their sexual orientation is. I was getting a download earlier about, and this was a little more specific, it's within the Black community. There's a lot of, I see a lot of content where it's like, a lot of people are very frustrated with the down low, the choice that some people make to be down low when they also marry as if they were straight and have children, okay? But then they live down low, like they do things where they are connecting sexually with people of the same gender. And I was just, I don't know why I was thinking the spirit was just bringing it through, but it came through that no matter what a person's race or culture, it is very prevalent within certain cultures, especially the Black American culture. So if we want people to be more open about who they are, then we have to not condemn them when they come out, okay? So that could be something that is relevant to your story. It might not be, but it was coming through earlier, and with that suppression coming through, it's like there could be someone here who has not felt free to come out because they are either in a culture or associated with a religion. Church did come through earlier, that does not generally welcome or want to associate themselves with people who are gay and accept that as just a way that some people are, you know, just like we're heterosexual, we can be homosexual. Yeah, this isn't to make an excuse for anyone, because at the end of the day, we all have to step out and say, hey, I'm gonna be who I am. Like, based on how I was raised, I'm going straight to hell for making this video right here, okay? So we all have to be brave. But that's coming through in this reading, that this person, there's a possibility that this applies to your story, where they did not feel like they were safe in coming out of the closet because they are around people or in a culture or in some sort of group of society that does not support people who are gay. And you know, that's just unfortunate. But by the same token, we have to be brave and be who we are 24/7, all day, every day. You know? And that's a challenge. But we have to love ourselves all day, every day. Thank you, Spirit. Please clarify this situation. Okay, we got 4 of Pentacles. So you are very steady and stable. There's something that you've been able to maintain. It's like a certain level of stability no matter what. Because there's somebody who wanted to shake you, clearly, with all of this energy, ritual work that was done. I'm hearing your rituals are more powerful. It's because of your connection to spirit. It's because of your willingness to nurture your connection with your spirits. You might do ancestral veneration. You might pray or do spells, incantations, however it is that you work with energy and align your energy to what is truly right for you. Keep doing it because it's working. It has worked. I can see that. It's kept you steady and stable, beautiful being. Ooh. You got the Star, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Ooh, you know how I'm seeing this? How it was placed? So your stability has kept you grounded so that you are able to protect your star energy, your healing, your ability to vibe in the frequency of hope and to remain true to who you are meant to be. That's what's coming through with the Star. Also, you shine. I mean, does a star not shine? So there's something about you are a source of light to people. And by that, I mean a source of awareness, a source of knowledge, a source of inspiration. Okay? That's you. And you're seen here as this King of Wands where you're very passionate and driven. Ooh, doesn't that go with determination? Yes. So your determination has led you to a place where you are ready to lead, or you are leading. I'm hearing you're a natural born leader, but there were things in your life that made you think, or led you to think, that you weren't fit for the job. Take that how it resonates, okay? Now, there could have been experiences throughout your childhood or early years that led you to doubt your leadership qualities, your star qualities, your abilities. But then this person here, I'm seeing them as the Knight of Wands. So that's an issue there because they feel like they're a knight and you're a king. So they definitely see a difference there, but it feels like it is legitimate. I mean, I could say that it's this person's insecurity, but you are earning the things that you have. You're not impulsive. You are, as the King of Wands, you're inspired and passionate, but with the Four of Pentacles, you're also stable. So there's a really beautiful balance to you. But this person, this Knight of Wands, came into your life, and they could have come in quickly, like the traditional Knight of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot is on a horse. So they could have come into your life very quickly or very suddenly. The divine purpose behind all that was to sort of personify. They personified some of this contradicting, these contradicting projections that you experienced early on. Whatever it was, or whoever it was that was telling you that you weren't fit for the job, or that you weren't, your talent didn't measure up, or that you weren't really truly gifted, or something like that. Or maybe it was that your gifts were not godly or appropriate, or something like that. Whatever it was earlier on in your life, that was projected towards you that was false about yourself, this person kind of personified that. And it's almost as if they gathered all of that you had been hit with early on, and they just spewed it at you again. And so with this Knight of Wands energy, what I love here, I have to say this, unseen forces is right behind them. So they could have come in like sort of quietly, or I'm getting that they came in swiftly, but it was like they were in ninja mode. Like they kind of wanted to sweep you off your feet or take you by surprise. Okay, they could have been trying some underhanded moves to disarm you or something like that. Okay, but these unseen forces were protecting you, because what I got earlier with unseen forces was your protection. All right, so even when they came in and were trying to do all of this very evil work against you, you were divinely protected. And what this did is, because they were repeating a pattern that you had already experienced of energetic attack against you, it was so personal. It was so personal. You know how they'll say like, it's not personal. No, this was personal. This was very, very personal. And they were attacking your soul's mission. They were attacking your soul's purpose. And what this did was it gave you the opportunity to see everything, every battle, every war that you had ever experienced or fought in your life that was a personal attack against your soul's mission. And you stood up, and remember that fork in the road came through? You were like, I am not going to be defeated. My soul's purpose is not going to be terminated. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go in the right way. And so maybe you had to shift your trajectory a little bit. Maybe you had to meditate and ask your ancestors and spirit allies about your intended path of travel. What should it be? But once you got on that road, you've been going ever since. And that's why you're coming through as, I mean, I love these cards together. With 78 cards in the tarot, I never really think about, you know, certain combinations until they come out. But with the Four of Pentacles and the King of Wands, I love that energy, because fire and earth speak to me in this situation anyway, because you've got the passion and the leadership and the, you know, kind of get out of my way vibe of the King of Wands, but you're also grounded and you're not just crazy all over the place with it. You are focused. But I'm also hearing that song that Seal sings, no, we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. And so there's something about you doing things outside the box just enough. And I was looking at my Jupiter poster as I was singing that. You're expansive. You're not boring. So you're grounded and stable, but you are not boring. You are willing to try things that maybe scare you just a little at first, but that is so good to do because it challenges you. Also, the energy that has come through in this reading with this person and the energy work that they were using and all of that is like, Spirit says, if you haven't already reflected on this, please do. The fact that what you went through with this spiritual narcissist, them trying to imprison your soul, they literally wanted to channel the energy of your soul and take it for themselves. They wanted to snatch your soul. We have blood rituals here, emotional vampire, and energy drain. The fact that you have made it through that, all of that, and you are being presented here as the King of Wands, it doesn't matter, male, female, non-binary, doesn't matter, and the Star, and with the Four of Pentacles, you don't need to be afraid of anybody. You don't need to be afraid of anything. Not any demon, not any angel. I mean, most of us aren't afraid of angels, but depending on how you see them, they could look a little different, you know what I'm saying? But there's no angel that you need to fear. There's no demon that you need to fear. There's no person that you need to fear. There's no project that you need to fear. And so if there's something that you are contemplating doing and you feel this like sinking feeling in your stomach, Divine says that's not fear. That's guidance. Guiding you away from that thing. Guiding you away from something that would either be taking you away from your true path, or it would be like a money pit, or I'm hearing a money trap, which to me is like a money pit, right? I've never used that before, but, or a honey trap. Ooh, so there could be somebody here that you may have found attractive, or maybe in your realm now that you find attractive. Pay attention to that feeling that you get, okay? Because it's telling you something. It's telling you something. Divine, is there anything? And they told me I was going to use this Love Vibes deck. And I was like, Divine, really? We going to do love today? Then I was like, but I am an humble servant, so I'm here to read whatever needs to come through. And here it is. We're here. Okay, so what's coming through with love, Divine? With this, okay, afraid to love, living the dream, and playing games. Please clarify playing games, family echoes, and money matters. Okay. What is the collective's energy in this spirit, in this spread, in these cards? Okay, we've got Strength and Six of Pentacles. What's the collective's energy in this? Your intuition is so on point, because there's something here that either in the past or in the present you're detecting, where there's Magician and Five of Wands. So I'm seeing that in two different ways. First of all, there's energy work that was being done by someone in order to cause conflict, which is really what we've seen in the whole reading. Okay, but then also there's someone who saw you as the Magician, but they wanted to cause conflict to that. So as the Magician, a master manifester, a person who is able to create what it is that you're meant to create, but they wanted to bring conflict to that. Okay? And with the Six of Pentacles and Two of Cups and Nine of Wands. Okay, so whatever, and then we had the Queen of Swords there. So this could have been against a Queen of Swords, or you could be coming through as this Queen of Swords who was willing to set boundaries in a way that was not going to be misunderstood at all. In a way that was very clear. You were very clear with your boundaries regarding some sort of sharing between you and another being, where there was a potential for a connection. But also with this Six of Pentacles, I'm seeing that you wanted to make sure that things were kept fair and just. And that's why that message of justice came through. We heard that thunder early on in the reading. Divine is saying that whatever was not balanced, you see those scales there? Whatever was not balanced, it's being made fair. But also your intuition let you know exactly what you needed to know. Please clarify afraid to love, Spirit. Yeah, this isn't you. This is someone else, okay? So you detected that someone was moving forward in a way with wanting to communicate and get on your radar and all of that, but essentially at their core they were afraid to love. And so Divine is just clarifying that your perception of that was always very accurate. This is a being who was afraid to love. They also have been casting illusions that they're living the dream, or maybe they wanted to cast an illusion that they were able to live the dream, you know. But without self-love, nobody can live, quote unquote, the dream. Because that's where the dream starts, is within ourselves. So they played games. This person could have gambled. If not with their money, they gamble hearts, okay? Or they did. I'm hearing that there's something here that is being cut out. So, yeah, that swift justice is definitely here for somebody, okay? With family echoes, this goes back to a person's past, things that they've experienced with their own family, patterns that are unhealed, I'm hearing, and will remain unhealed for some time. So this is not you, because you are restoring the energy of your bloodline. You're restoring justice and peace and love to your bloodline. But whoever this was that was trying to reel you in and hold you captive, it goes so far back in their bloodline. Also, I'm getting that one reason why they depend so heavily on evil spell work is because they have learned that it's something that's been handed down through generations. And so this could be a cult that they're involved in, but there's some sort of ritualistic energy work that they participate in. I'm hearing they used to swear by it, now they want to run away from it. This person is experiencing woes with money, sorrows with money. I'm gonna pick this. Oh, okay. They found themselves in a trap. This was at the bottom of this deck. Okay. They've become trapped. So whatever trap it was that they were setting for you, they are now finding themselves in a trap. What else about this spirit, this justice, this trap? Okay, so they tried at some point to make someone think that they were connecting with the divine, but it was a false connection. All right. So there could have been a point in time where they were like, oh, I've changed. I don't know why I'm hearing I'm going to church. Okay, church keeps coming through, so that could be relevant. There's something they're seeing with you where you're successful with this influencer status. Now, you might not consider yourself an influencer. You might not be driven by numbers and likes and things like this, but there's success that you're experiencing. It might not even be on social media. It could be with your finances or with your glow up. I'm getting that it is something that can be observed in the physical realm. So it's like Pentacles energy. It's either your appearance or your wealth, something like that. But there's some way in which you are obviously increasing in your manifestation, something that you've wanted to bring about in this realm, into this 3D. You have done it. And so that feels like a nightmare to someone. Also, they're seeing that as a sign that you are aligned and that they're not. So, you know how they say the proof is in the pudding? It's like that. They see that you are achieving, you're showing up, you're doing what is best for you, and you're doing that faithfully. And so that has this person questioning, that's another way I'm seeing this, questioning their connection with the divine. They're like, what? Maybe what I thought was right isn't right. That's what that is. So you've become a testimony to this person of what it is to be genuinely guided by the divine and the fruit that that yields in a being's life, because this person comes from a long background of very low vibe, evil craft work. Okay? And I love craft work. I love energy work. I love rituals. But the intention behind it is always what it comes down to, as far as, is it something that is best for us and best for us as beings in this, on this earth, or is it not? And so this being is looking at you and the path that you've taken, and they're seeing that the choice that they took to remain aligned with old patterns, with those family echoes, okay, where they didn't step out of the box. I just got a notification. This person sees you as a diamond. They see you as a diamond. They see you as very, very rare. So even though the energy there has been so tense and all of that, I can see that you have done everything that you possibly could. Divine already said that if there was a test, you passed it. Whatever tests there were, you've passed them. And so you have completely transformed as a result of this opportunity that you had, where things from your past were presented to you, and you chose to heal that energy. You chose to heal those wounds. Whereas this person, when they encountered you, they were triggered. And they chose to stay in the same patterns, the same broken, low vibe, let me do some evil witchcraft against you because you're too beautiful, or you're too talented, or you think you're too good, or whatever. So I'm gonna take you out with some blood rituals and some, like, come on, who's doing that? Okay? They did it. But anyway, they realized that it didn't work. And so they see now the path that they should have taken. Your testimony. Okay? And so as long as this person has breath, they can still transform, but it's going to require some very intense shadow work. And that's the work that you've been doing, beautiful being. Yeah, you're self-made. So there's, it's like, I see you being honored by your spirits and truly knowing and understanding that this is work that you have chosen to do, and that you did it independently. If we look at it from a 3D perspective, there could have been some beings that have supported you, okay? But ultimately it was your choice to do this work. And there are consequences. That was like one of the first messages that came through. There was protection, and then Thor was coming through with his thunder. All right? And yes, the scales are being balanced for certain. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple from this deck and then we will close. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, look at that strength card is in there. You are so strong and beautiful, and you've gained your strength by going through the dark night. That's a whole other type of strength, you know? So you are ignited with this beautiful inner flame, beautiful being. And I just think she's so gorgeous. You are so, you're breathtaking. And it's because it's not just from, you know, your complexion and your hair. It's not just that. It's like this radiance that comes from within. It's a soul level where you shine. But people notice it in the physical realm. So you're shining. You're radiating. And I love that this inner flame card came out, because you came out also as the King of Wands. So your fire is definitely ignited. And then this other being is in a prison of regret. They're stuck. There are things that they want to do in the physical realm that they're not able to, that they used to be able to do, where they could pay somebody to do something, and their money is not flowing. And they're stuck. Not just financially, but energetically as well. All right, beautiful being. I'm so grateful that you took the time to tune in to this reading. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do. I appreciate you, and I'm thankful. I love you, and I wish you peace. I wish you joy, and so many blessings. Take care.